Vampires. We've seen them in countless books, TV series, movies. Why such a fascination? Is it because of their immortality, their supernatural powers, the notion that there's a society of undead living among us? Vampire the Masquerade, one of the most successful RPGs ever made, focused on this last aspect. Decades after its creation, it's still inspiring many games. But one game decided to take a different approach, focusing on vampires as individuals, privileged and condemned to live for centuries. Thousand-Year-Old Vampire is a solo journaling game. You will sit down alone with your pen, paper, a couple of dice, and you will write the story of a vampire. I've seen people argue that this isn't even a game, merely a collection of story prompts. I strongly disagree because there are mechanics. These mechanics have a purpose, and they succeed in achieving that purpose. Let's look at the character sheet, beginning with the right side of it. You will begin by making a character and choosing any era in human history to start your story. You will begin the game with some skills and resources. You will have marks as your character becomes a vampire, and you will encounter characters, mortals and immortals. These elements will change as you progress in your story, as you move from one story prompt to another. But the most important part is on the left side of the page, the memories. You have 5 memories, and each memory can hold 3 experiences. The first experiences are written at the start of the game. They deal with your character's origin, his life as a mortal, and his eventual transformation into a vampire. As you start tackling the story prompts, you will create more experiences and decide in which memory they will be placed. When all your 5 memories are full, you will have to make place for new experiences, either by moving some of your memories to a diary, but be careful, a diary can be lost, or simply by erasing memories forever. These choices might not appear important for someone who likes min-maxing and mechanical, stat-based character progression. But if you really invest in your character's story, it will lead to difficult choices. Navigating the story prompts is straightforward. You roll a d10 and a d6. The difference determines whether you move forward or back. You read the prompt and create your experience. Some games will be longer than others, but eventually you will reach one of the endings. Thousand-Year-Old Vampire is not a game for everyone, but I fell in love with it. The memory mechanic is a real gem. It forces you to make heart-wrenching decisions, and it really gives you a glimpse on what it could be like to live for centuries. The story prompts are surprising, interesting, and there's a nice progression as well as a wide selection of endings. The book's design is out of this world. It's difficult to find something negative to say. The multiplayer rules are not that inspired. I think the game should remain a solo experience. The book contains additional prompts at the end. The issue is that there's no system to integrate them. I'll stop my nitpicking and conclude by saying that this is a gem, and I highly recommend it for anyone interested in a journaling game.